Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today for our practical session on how to stand out in the competitive solar market. My name is Tina, by the way, if you haven't seen my and thank you so much for taking the time with me today. In the next 60 or so minutes, let's say around 60-ish minutes, we're going to talk about the today's solar market and what you can do as a solar company to really come out on top, increase your sales, and generate and convert more leads. So if that's what's interesting to you, then I welcome you kindly. My goal today is for you to leave from this session with really practical strategies you can truly apply to your business and see some metrics increase for your sales. So I hope that sound is good and video is good and all the technical parts are fine and you can hear and see me well. And without further ado, I'd like to jump straight into this session. So just give me a moment to show you the slides, and here we are. I hope you're seeing slides fine. The idea for this presentation is to talk step by step about a few things you can do for your sales process. And it's going to be really practical and to the point. So I hope you'll get very big amount of value from this session. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them either during the session or at the end where we'll have time for some Q&A. So yeah, the topic of this session, how to stand out and sell in the competitive solar market. So let's get right into it. How do we do that? Okay. Yeah, just a short notice about what we're going to cover today as well. As I said, the goal for you here is to really learn in 2025 what you should do to increase your sales. But also, if you like what you see about how I'm doing things and how my company is doing things, you can also work with us and have us help you with the whole process. So just keep that in mind, and let's get right into it. Really quickly about me. Hi, my name is Tina. If you haven't seen my face before, I'm the CEO and co-founder at Solarise. And at Solarise, what we're doing is we're helping solar companies like yours increase their sales with automated quotes, with optimizing websites. We're doing a bunch of different things. And I'm a sales lead at my company, so I've talked to dozens of installation companies across the world. Actually, we have clients in Europe, Australia, and the US, and we really tried hard to deeply understand what the problem with sales is in solar and how we can apply our expertise to help you. So as I said, in the next 60 minutes, my goal is to really share that expertise with you, share all of those learnings with you guys, so you can take this away from you and apply it to your business as well. But a fun fact, actually, I'm an engineer by degree, so that's what I studied. So I really do understand the engineer's need, and I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there doing solar engineering to have everything perfect and to have the best tech ever and to be the best installation company in the world. But something we all have to bear in mind is even if your services are the best, even if you're using the best products, working with the best partners, at the end of the day, if you can't bring that to the people, your company can't succeed. So let's see how we can bring it to the people and how we help companies get 2 to 5x more leads with our process and increase conversions up to 30%, and how you can do the same for your business. Now, when we're talking about sales, and the whole point of this presentation is teaching and sharing about solar sales, there's two big things that we need to tackle. And sales is usually visioned as a funnel. I'm sure all my sales guys here understand and recognize this. But yeah, let's picture sales as a sales funnel. There's two big things that you have to tackle to have a successful sales process. One is top of the funnel. So how many people actually are in the funnel? How many people are you talking to? How many leads is your sales process generating? And that's this blue number N here. So this number we want to maximize. We want as many people in our sales funnel. But the truth is you can have thousands, tens of thousands of people in your sales funnel. If none of them become customers, It's just wasted time and effort. So that's why we're really big on this X number as well. And that's the percentage of people that go from lead to actual customers who close the deal, sign the contract, and bring in revenue for your company. And the topic of this presentation is both of those things. So how can we go full circle and increase both the number of leads that come to our company and the number of deals that we close, so the percentage of conversions, to ultimately have as many of these green guys out there who are actually converted customers. Okay, and to start off, thinking about this and diving into this, I just want to ask this one question, because in sales, it's all about the customers. And as I said, if you have the best product, best service, nobody will know about it if you can't bring it to the people. So my question to you is, how do customers usually find you? And there's no right or wrong here. Just think about it for a second. Maybe you have your company data. From our conversations with solar companies, we hear that it's mostly either through some great ranking on Google, so they're super popular, people click on it, or they are running really good campaigns for paid ads. So that's how people find them on social media, through the virality effect. And not so rarely, actually, we hear about people just doing referrals. So you did some great projects and people are just recommending you, which is great. But working with companies, as I said, for some time now and really specializing in solar, what we strongly argue and what I'd like to convince you at the end of this session is that if my website isn't one of the biggest answers for your channels, that you should really try thinking about it. Because as I said, there's no right or wrong answer with each channel. Even if you said something that's not a website, if it's working great, that's perfect. But don't all of us actually want to increase our sales even more? And if you're at this session, then I assume you are trying to increase your sales and accelerate your company's growth. And we really think doing digital and website sales is something that can bring solar companies to the next level in today's market. And why do we argue that? And why do we feel so strongly about that? Well, one is from our field's experience and from talking and working with solar companies and helping them increase their sales so much. But other thing is just statistics and just some common sense, right? Because this is really interesting, and also common sense, but did you know that over 90% of people looking for solar installations start with a Google search? And if anybody Googles anything, how will you come up as a result? Well, if you have a website, right? So we really think that in 2025, every company, solar company should have a website. But the truth is, not every website will do much for your sales. The truth is, actually, many websites won't do anything for your sales. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of you listening would think, okay, I have a website and I'm not getting any sales from it. That's completely fine. It's great that you started. And in this talk, we're going to first understand why your website might not be working for you. And second, how you can actually fix that and make it your best salesperson. And if you don't have a website, that's perfectly fine. Let's see why you should build one as well. Okay, as I said, why? Because that's just where your customers are. Those 90% of people looking for solar are waiting on the internet, looking for companies that can help them. And why wouldn't you be the one of those companies who have the solution for them, who are visible to them? And to be visible, you just have to have a website. Be where your customers are is such a classic in sales. And our research really shows that with so many people just transitioning from the classical door-to-door or kitchen table sales to the online sales process and digital experience, solar just has to move with that trend because the new generation of buyers just expects it. People don't want anymore to have someone knock on their doors. They will just have the door shut, probably. That's what we heard from most of our clients. And it's true that solar isn't so easy to sell online either, but that first step, that first contact with your customers, you have so much potential to have it online and then take it to the kitchen table once that customer actually heard about you, had some trust in you through a website, and now you can take it further. For lead generation, we really think websites are something every company should try. And why else? Well, just personal branding as well. A company not having a website in 2025 is something not many people would look kindly on. And also, it's just so much more than a business card. We have companies tell us, yeah, we have a website, but it's just something that we did 10 years ago, and it's just our online presence, a business card, static, doesn't do much for us. But it has so much potential that it's just a shame not to have it do so much when your website can become the thing that goes before your salespeople actually come in contact with your customers, that pre-qualifies them, educates them, builds trust with them, and captures all of those leads that you can then filter and prioritize, and just having a much higher volume if your website is something that's there collecting for you 24/7 as well. So that's great. Okay. If now, I hope it is clear that websites might be a way to go, or to at least try. I will now try to explain how to actually make it something worthwhile trying, because as I said, not all websites will do anything, most will do nothing. So let's see how we can make them worthwhile. Again, with our sales funnel here, familiar with the picture now. Now we're just a bit more concrete, and we're not talking about any sales. We're really narrowing our vision to the website sales. So now we're talking concretely about increasing the N number, which is now the number of website visitors, and the X percentage, which is now the percentage of visitors that converts to customers. When I say convert, whatever conversion means for you, if it's booking a call with you, if it's signing a contract, ultimately that's what we want to do. But it's really important to think about both of these two metrics and think about how we can optimize them. And how we do that for websites, for the N metric, we're trying to attract as many clicks as we can, and we're going to talk in just about a minute how to do that. But also, when we attract all those clicks, how we can actually make them useful and convert them and have some more value from them to have them actually convert. So yeah, let's go one by one. So increasing N just means increasing traffic, and increasing X means increasing conversions for your website. Okay. Now, increasing traffic basically just means getting as many people on the internet as possible to click on your website, be it through Google, be it through some external links, however they come to it, just as many visitors on your website as possible. That's usually what people say, think when they say marketing your website, and how you can bring as many people to it, get as many people hear about it. And there's two main approaches you can take when you are thinking about increasing traffic for your website. Both are great, both with their pros and cons, and ideally you would combine both, but you can start with one and then see how it goes and incorporate parts of the other as you see fit. The first green part, the organic part of the marketing strategy for websites, is something we recommend every company spend some time and effort on. Why? It's free. You're not paying anything. You might pay something to set it up, but once you do, organic marketing will help you rank highly on Google. Basically, when somebody searches for you, you will be one of the top search results. So people will be much more likely to click on your link to your website, which is also what this paid option does. But here you're basically paying, for example, Google ads to have your company rank higher. You're paying Facebook or Meta ads, and that's great, and you have great results. But if your budget is not for that right now, still organic traffic is something that's really worth looking into. It basically just means, how can I design my website? How can I speak my messaging on the internet so that I become one of the top search results on Google? So how do you do that? As you saw on the previous slide, there's two main components to it. One is SEO, and the other is writing blogs. And let's tackle both of those now. For SEO, if you're not familiar with the abbreviation, it just means search engine optimization. Basically, how you can make your website as good as possible so Google ranks it highly. Google's search engine, and how you can optimize for it. And if you already have a website, a really good thing you can do to just check where you are, a little sanity check, is to go to any website, SEO website, any website that grades the SEO of your website, and Google has a great free tool that you can use. It's pagespeed.web.dev. You can just come onto this link, paste the URL of your website, click analyze, and Google will give you a full analysis of your website and how it's doing for its search engines. So the thing doing the ranking is telling you how it's ranking it. So pretty neat. And it's completely free to use. You can do this right now and check for your own website. When you do that, you will get something like this. So you will get 4 metrics that are grading how good your website is on Google in terms of ranking. These 4 metrics, don't want to go too deeply into them, just assess different parts of your websites, or for example, how performant it is, how fast it's loading, how accessible, best practices, SEO, a bunch of cool stuff. But the important thing is you want all of this to be as green as possible and as high numbers as possible. So this is just an example from one of our clients before we work with them. But what we want to do when we work with clients is really bring all of these into the green. And it's not just because you want to have perfect scores. It's really because Google looks into this when it chooses which website to display first. So when a person Googles solar installation companies in Virginia, for example, if you are having higher scores here, you're much more likely to be one of the top search results, which means people are much more likely to actually click on your website if you're on the first page, rather than if you're on the 10th page of the Google search results. And honestly, me myself, I can't remember the last time that I browsed that far into the Google search results. So yeah, it's pretty important. As I said, if you have the website to do this, you will get, besides these grades, also a full PDF report. Now, being completely honest, as somebody who's an engineer and a software engineer, it's okay for me to read because it's technical stuff. But if you're not technical for software, I suggest forwarding that to your developer. And if you don't have somebody like that, AI can also help you understand. When I'm saying this is because that report is super long, usually around 30-ish pages. And it gives you the problems, but not necessarily the step-by-step solutions. So while it's pretty easy for you to assess your website, it's not that easy if you're not technical and versed into websites to actually implement the changes needed to improve your scores. So you can find somebody external, forward it to your guy, and if you're technical, that's perfect. It's usually really easy to fix these SEO scores if you know what you're doing. And from our analysis of companies that we work with, it usually comes down to, for example, changing image formats for performance, contrast problems for accessibility, and overall SEO is usually hurt by not using keywords as much as you should. Now, keywords is a whole nother thing for SEO, and that's something that's super important. Don't have the time to talk about it here in detail, but when we said that these grades are important for Google to determine if you will rank well, right? But you won't rank well when somebody Googles how to make a peach pie if your company is about solar installation, right? So Google also looks into the keywords and analyzes the content of your website to see how relevant of a search result you are when it takes into account what to display as a result. And how relevant you are really comes down to keywords as one of the biggest determinators of that. What I mean by keywords is just incorporating keywords, so words, syntagmas of things that people who are your targeted customers, in this situation, people who are looking for solar, use when they ask Google anything. And if you're talking about that topic, if you're really repeating those keywords in the right places on your website, it really does wonders for your ranking. So if you didn't already, we also suggest doing a keyword research for your targeted audience, and then really just tweaking both your content and your meta tags on your website to go hard on those keywords and to also have that as something that improves the relevancy of your ranking as well. Because as I said, we won't sell much solar if we're talking about if we're ranking well for peach pies, right? Okay. But yeah, SEO analysis, I really recommend looking into it if you haven't already, just to help with that organic search ranking on Google. The other thing that's not so straightforward, because you've probably heard about people talking about SEO and having, oh, my website has a great SEO, it ranks so well. that's more so known. This is also something, this other thing that you can do, this other strategy is also well known, but very much overlooked. It's writing blogs. And I know if you're feeling a bit iffy about why you as a solar company who wants to generate more leads should waste your time on writing blogs, just give me a few minutes and I'll try to convince you. So basically, why writing blogs is good. First, it's free. Yeah, it takes some of your time, but with AI, you can really quickly write really meaningful blogs, especially if you have those keywords down, because blogs are once again the place where you can put them. And it brings organic traffic. How does it do so? Well, just thinking from example, have you ever had a situation where you had a question, you asked that question on Google, some random article popped up, it was actually a really good article, you read through it, you got some value, you learned a lot, and you clicked on that company's page and decided to work with them because they provided value, they helped you, they didn't necessarily rank high on Google as a website when you asked the question, but their blog, their article was the direct answer to your question. So you found them and then you actually ended up working with them. It's actually a really good skill in marketing to know how to do this and how to write good blogs. As I said, organic, more clicks. And we actually had one of our clients write a blog on a topic we suggested. And yeah, we suggested a bunch of topics, but they had one in particular that they wrote about that brought them thousands of visits, of clicks on their website, and still does till this day, because that's the beauty of blogs. It's a bit of a long game. You'll need some time for people to start coming in, for Google to start indexing it and ranking it well. But if you write one good blog, it can pay off months and years in advance by just answering the common questions and struggles people have and providing value and just being relevant. And being relevant here is super important. We saw many solar companies writing blogs, which is great. We're always happy when our clients come in and they have a website with a blog section. But honestly, if you're writing bad blogs, it's just as useless as if you're not writing any blogs. Why I say that? As I said, customers are the most important part in sales. So if you're not speaking to them with your blogs, you won't have any sales increase from it, right? So to just give a concrete example, if your blog is something about technical properties or solar panels, something about the newest model of inverters, something about the newest battery system, that's super fun and interesting to technical people, but end consumers usually don't care about that. So when you're writing blogs, just do a little mind exercise and just say to yourself, okay, what's the most common questions my potential customers usually ask me on phone calls? And then just write a blog about it. So it might be, as I said, how much does solar cost for a home in Virginia, or how to get subsidies for residential solar in Germany, something like that. Just try to be relevant and do a bit of research and really think like your customers. As I said, using identified keywords is also great, and also some other things, but for blogs, it's just important to keep posting, and one of the blogs will surely stick and really bring you some free organic traffic. So I definitely suggest trying this. Actually, we also wrote a blog at Solarise on how to write blogs for solar companies, and I will send you over that material as well, so you can take it as a starting point and just give a shot to blogging, and yeah, tell me how it goes. Okay, now that was for organic stuff. It's not completely free. You still have to use some time and effort and experts to implement it. But as I said, it's not paying for clicks. It's doing a bit of effort and then reaping the fruits of your labor through SEO ranking, through blog visits, and everything else. But now we're talking about the different game, which is paying for clicks, paid ads. Surely you also heard about this. Companies use Meta ads, Google ads, whatever ads, yeah, right, to just have them either do some promotions with some visuals or just rank better on Google. And that's great. You should never run away from paid ads, I would say. It's just that most companies have to really prioritize this to make it work, because for ads, what's important is you have to have the right strategy. If you're, for example, running ads on Instagram and none of your clients are there, you're just wasting money. So it's really important to have the right campaign, the right strategy, identify where your companies are. And once you do that, if your ad campaign does require visuals, it's also important really much to have clear visuals and messaging, because you could puts thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on ads, if at the end of the day your messaging isn't clear, nobody will convert from those ads, no matter how many people see it. So paid ads, really define the really good strategy. It can be pricey to work well, but it can truly become a major return on investment for your company and for your sales game. We don't have time here to actually go really deeply into how to do ads. Just be aware that it's a great thing you can do. It is costly. It can produce amazing results though. Just have the right strategy and make sure you're directing your money towards something that actually matters. Because we saw plethora of companies just burning money on ads and not really thinking about how to make each penny worth its while. And targeting and clear messaging is the two ways to actually do that and accomplish that. And we do also do training on how to do ads, and we can also help with that. By the way, whenever I say we do training or we helped our clients before with something, I'm not necessarily conditioning you to work with us to actually get help from me. I'm fully open to help guide you and at least point you at the right direction. So if you have any questions or want to talk more about me after this webinar, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I will make sure to respond and help you the best way I can through that platform as well. Any questions, I'm here for it. And thank you so much for being with me. I hope you're having fun and finding this valuable. And that's so much on increasing traffic. So with those two things, organic and paid marketing, SEO, blogs, ads, what we're really trying to do is increase that N, so the number of people in our sales funnel. That's great. We burned a lot of time and money on it though, so it better pay off. But truth is, if you're just working on your lead generation, so increasing that N, and not thinking too much on lead conversions, you probably won't see so much increase in the number of people that convert. Logically, right? But why is it? Why are companies who are burning so much on traffic, maybe not even burning? We had one client who ranked first in their country when you just Google solar installation or something like that. Super crazy good Google ranking. So many thousands of visits, yet really low conversions. They came to us, they asked, okay, what's the problem? And what we really saw with them was, and with other companies, it's a standard situation. People come to your website, but that's only the first step. Clicking on your website doesn't mean anybody is going to stick, doesn't mean anybody is going to convert. They will most likely be just an anonymous browser who would come in and then leave. Okay, that's the truth of it. But why do people leave a website? Bunch of reasons for it. Most common ones are people simply don't feel like you're the person, or the company in this case, that can solve the problem they're looking to solve. Your website is not clear enough. Your website is not trustworthy enough. Your website simply doesn't look like it's the thing they wanted to Google maybe. So it's really important to think about the second step as well. When somebody clicks, from the moment they see the first page, how are they feeling, and are you guiding them to actually convert? Because otherwise, you pretty much wasted both your time and money on bringing that person on your website in the first place. So let's now talk about that second step and how you can actually increase conversions. It comes down to two main things that I kind of teased just a few seconds ago, and that's trust and speed. And why is that? Well, as I said, when they click on a website, people really quickly want to learn if you're somebody that solves their problem, if you can do it well, and how fast you can do it. Just think about yourself. Whenever you Google something, you don't want to read through pages and paragraphs of things that are not relevant. You don't want to, call somebody and never get a response. Those websites just won't ever convert. So let's go through both of these things, both trust and speed, and see how we can optimize them to actually convert leads. For trust, as I said, just try to be your customer. Open your website. The first page is the most important part, and most people actually just spend a few seconds on your website anyways, browsing and seeing and deciding if it's something worth their while before they click out. So in those few seconds, really quickly, you have to answer the question, am I at the right place? If I am, perfect, I might stick. If not, I'm out. So how do you communicate that to your website visitors? Well, through the first page, as I said, through the hero section to be exact, and that's the top part of your screens that opens up when you open any website. And as I said, what you need to communicate is simply, am I at the right place? Okay, how do you do that? As I said, make it clear, make it tailored and targeted to your audience. So this is actually a website of one of our clients. And what we did for them is, in a few seconds, when you enter the website, you can see who this website is for, what they do to help them. So it's for the people who want to lower their electricity bills. They install on-grid and off-grid systems to help them do that. And what that person should do if they're interested is just click on this button and get a full quote from them in just a second. It's a really easy value proposition. It's really clear. It's really quick for anyone looking to just decide whether you're up for the job or not, and whether they want to move on to the next step, which in this case is the call to action to just get a quote. Okay, so as I said, why should you even care about trust and how your website is communicating it? Because if your people, your customers don't trust you, they will just go away. Simple as that. And how you can do that, we talked a bit about clarity here and clear messaging. Just answer the question, am I at the right place? But also, as much as we hate to admit it sometimes, looks also matter. So it's important that your site looks professional, clean, and modern. By no means does it have to be some design wonder which you spent thousands on. It just needs to be looking like somebody's taking care of it and somebody is investing in it. And it needs to communicate the quality of your service, because this is the first impression you have with all of those 90% of people searching from Google, your website. And if it doesn't look nice, it will hurt the impression no matter how good your service is. So clean, modern website design, highly suggested. Clear messaging, really important. And what you can also do to provide clarity is to add an FAQ section. This is an amazing thing every website should have. Just identify the most common things people ask and answer those questions. Because one, it's great because it removes confusion if they have it. B, it also helps your SEO ranking. So those questions answered with blogs that we're trying to tackle, you can also tackle them with FAQs to a point. So also really suggest this. If you don't have it, talk to your web developer. Let's add it as soon as possible. And show expertise. So trust building, yes, it's looking good, looking polished, looking high quality. It's being clear. It's being really vocal about that you're the person for the job, but you also have to show some proof for it, right? If you do manage to capture their interest, they're not just going to click on that call to action. Maybe they're going to browse a bit to see if you have some credentials to actually support what you're claiming that you can do. And how do you do that? How do you show expertise? Testimonials are great. From all of your happy clients, just add a few quotes. It really helps. Project portfolio, lots of companies have this, super important. Just shows that you are doing this for some time and you have some expertise behind you. And something that also every company should do, in our opinion, is having a Google My Business account. If you have a website, you don't necessarily have a Google My Business account. Super easy and quick to make those. So do spend just a few tens of minutes creating this for your business. Why it's important is because when people search for solar installation companies locally, Google My Business is something that Google ranks very highly when deciding who to show first. So if you have many positive 5-star reviews with some comments, which is perfect if you also have comments, that would really help both Google and people looking at your reviews gain some trust in your business. Super quick, super easy. Just open a Google My Business account. It's free, and it can also help your company both build trust and rank higher. Okay, now we talked all about trust. And let's say people trust us when they see our website, it communicates the quality of our service and we're happy with it. But we can break that first trust impression really quickly, and that's by being slow. As I said, just imagine the best website ever. It looks like the perfect company to work with. They have the credentials, they look polished. And when you click on their contact form, you inquire, ask for a quote, and you get nothing for days. It's just wasted opportunity for that company. It's frustration for the client, and it's just not a good look overall. So speed and speed to lead, which is something you might heard of if you're in sales, is something that's really crucial in deciding if somebody is going to buy from you or not in solar and in any other industry actually. And the statistics just support this. So again, with the numbers, interesting fact, 78% of buyers choose the first company that responds to their inquiry. And just putting it bluntly, if you respond first from a plethora of other competitors, you're just much more likely to actually be the one they choose. And MIT also did some research on this and said that if you respond within the first minute, that will obtain 80% more customers for your business and increase engagement by 7x and conversions by almost 400%. Crazy numbers, but how do we actually be instant? We can't have 20 phones just waiting for calls from people on our websites, and it's perfect if we have those 20 calls, right? So how do we actually tackle this? How do we respond fast and make speed our best asset? Well, solar companies, from our experience, do one of two things. Either they have a phone listed on their website, which is great because it really is instant. In ideal case, if you're really by the phone all day, if somebody calls, you just you answer all of their questions, you bring them much more value, you talk to them, you educate them. It's perfect for the customers. And some customers are even abusing this. We heard so many companies saying they're wasting hours and hours on leads. They just want information and they then ghost them, go cold, never come back. And that salesperson wasted hours of their time on somebody who would never convert. So it is pretty time consuming. So that's a definite con of this approach. So companies sometimes remove phone call option at all and just do a contact form. Now this is better because it's quicker for you as companies, right? You can add even some questions. Besides just asking for name and phone and email, you can also ask for the size of the system, for, I'm not sure, for electricity usage of that person, just to have some way to qualify that lead, so to don't have this situation where you're having dozens of calls and nobody is actually a good lead. When you have a contact form, you can use those fields to your advantage and gather information before you even spend a minute on a lead, and then just see who is worth following up with. So it's quicker for you, but contact forms are not the ideal user experience. Nobody wants to go to a website, be excited about doing something, ask for something, have a question, need your help. They fill it out and then they wait 1 to 5 business days for any type of value or response from your side. It's just not how you convert people, and it's how you actually lose a bunch of customers. And it's not your fault at all, right? So many companies we talk to, they're crumpled in requests. They don't have a CRM, don't have a way to filter leads. They have a bunch of emails they have to respond to, and it's just not the ideal experience for the company either. And not to say either of these ways is inherently bad. Companies are doing wonders with some of those. Some companies, we'd say a lot of them, are actually struggling to find the best way to have that first contact with customers. And we really think that there should be a better way for you to be able to assess if somebody is a lead worth taking, and also for people looking for solar to get the answers to the questions they need to even start thinking seriously and become that lead that's worth talking to. Because as you probably know much better than me, people usually have the same questions. How much does it cost? Does it pay off for my home? How many panels should I put? This is my electricity usage. Can I put solar on my roof? So they have the same questions. You have to give always similar answers, but really different because every case is different. So your people spend time doing those initial quotes that rarely convert, at least from what we heard about from the other companies. So at Solarise, what we wanted to do, and I'm just really excited to show you what we built here, is build a better way. And we did it. We built solar forms, which are specialized forms that replace your basic contact form that, as we said, gives no upfront value to your customers. They have to wait. You waste time on initial quotes still, even though you can a bit maybe filter them. We want a better experience for both you and your customers, which is why we created something different. So what if when a person came to your website, they could just click on get a quote button, they could enter their address and electricity usage, they could have our software give instant quotes, instant value, instant answer to all of their questions right there without you spending any time on that lead, and with that lead really gaining trust and professional feel from working with your company. What if you could replace those contact forms with something much smarter that's capturing and converting every lead that comes to your website? Basically, what I really said here, really theatrically, is actually what if you could install Sunny Forms into your website? And yeah, that would be the process basically. You would put a get a quote button on your website and people would input their data, get personalized offer, their price by your prices and determined by your products, and just decide if this is something they want to go on with or not. But also, really importantly, every lead that would come through our form would finish up in your custom CRM. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are using CRMs in your companies. We've heard different stories from Excel sheets to really, really complicated CRM modules. But truth is, not many CRMs are actually fine-tuned and specialized for solar. So what we also did is built you a CRM that comes tied with the forms. So every lead we capture goes straight there. You can filter them, you can search through them, you can see the technical sketches for every offer that we generate. And most importantly, you can prioritize who you want to speak to and when do you want to speak to them. So yeah, that's basically the intro to Solarise. You can learn much more about this also through our website. But now, exclusively for this webinar, I'd also love to take 5-ish minutes to just show you this practically, because once you see it, I think it's going to become much more clear and much more interesting to you as well. So let's see the app that we build. Let's see how these forms actually perform. So as I said, there's two parts to this app. One is the thing that your potential clients use. So people who are looking for solar come to your website, and this is the website of one of our clients actually. And when they come onto your website, instead of filling a static form that they have to wait for any value from, they can just click on this create an offer button. Now, this company went with create an offer. You can completely change how you call this, get a quote maybe. And when somebody clicks on the get a quote button, I'm just going to transition to another screen to not use their form for this. But basically, this is what would open up. This thing that you're looking at right now is the Sunny form, is the thing, the special AI solar form that you can use to generate and qualify your leads from your website. So imagine I'm your lead, I'm a person browsing for solar, I clicked on the get a quote button, and now I'm seeing this first screen of the calculator. And this is fully customizable. It's really important to us to make Sunny Forms feel like your brand and your product. So all the colors you see, you can change to your brand colors. This is your logo here. You can change your motto here. You can also put some cool drone shots if you have them. So fully customizable. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm building trust with also seeing your brand and everything. And I can choose as a customer to create a new offer. Once I do that, I go through a step-by-step process, and it's fully guided and designed to bring people from just somebody who's interested, browsing around, knows nothing about their solar transition, to somebody who's fully educated, pre-qualified, and ready and worth your time. So let's see how we do that. As I said, step-by-step process. In the first step, we're asking about their building type. And we are supporting all types of buildings. Solarise gives instant quotes for roof installation at the moment. So any type of building we can measure, be it residential, commercial, or community buildings. For the sake of this demonstration, let's go with residential. Okay, I chose residential, that's my home. Now we ask for their contact data, and this is really important for you because this is how you will differentiate your leads and know who to call and how to call them, but also for them, because if they're a serious lead, they will surely want to leave contact data here, because as we say, this is how you will keep in touch with them and give them more information and really bring them to that installation process. So here you can just fill in anything. We have some spam detection here, so that's why I have to change the credentials a bit. Just give me a second. Okay, so name, email, phone number. Once they input that, this is where the magic happens. Now, the biggest things you have to know about any client is their location, their roof, right? That part, but also their electricity bill. And we ask for both of those and automate the full analysis of both. So first is the address. So we're using Google satellites and we cover the whole world. I'm not just saying this, really, this wherever Google has a picture of a roof, we can measure it. And we really are prideful in our tech and how accurate this measurement is. So let me just show you. This is a location here in Serbia. Yep. This was actually one of our favorite roofs, because we had an architect work with us to make sure that this is one of the best test subjects that we can. We had real data to determine how accurate our area measuring was. And yeah, we brought it to some pretty crazy percentages. So when you do enter an address, on the right-hand side, as a user, you would see the map that you can move around and just make sure that your home that you want to measure is centered with this cross. As I said, it doesn't just have to be a home, it can be a commercial plant. It's fully supported as well. If you're happy with it, you can go next. And now our AI will come in and analyze the roof. And here you have it. Here is the segmentation that our AI model did. And what's really important here is that this is not just 2D analysis of the roof. We are looking into the 3D analysis, so we know both that there are two segments of this roof, slope, area, and orientation of each segment. And we're using that to give some pretty accurate proposals for solar system design, so you can rest assured this is completely covered here. And we also have the option to see the area. If AI misses, and it sometimes does, of course, it's an automation. We thought about that as well. You can just edit selection, so move these dots to make sure the selection is correct. And if you're working with a bigger installation, so for example, a commercial client comes in, they can also add multiple roofs and make sure they cover everything they want to. So we can also support solar systems on detached roofs. For this, let's just go with this roof, our AI nicely segmented. And now we're thinking about that second part, which is the electricity usage, right? And for electricity usage, we had different opinions here, but what we asked for really is really simple information. It's just how much your monthly average electricity bill is. So just one number, either in prices or in kilowatt hours of your spendage, and you can just move this little slider and determine how much your electricity bill is. For the electricity prices, we do have databases for the whole world, so it's pretty accurate pricing. But if you have different providers in your country, you or your client can also add it to the price right away, just to make sure it's as accurate as possible. So why just one monthly average bill? Because the whole point of this calculator is to really make it simple. And if they are serious lead, you can take all 12 months after they actually went through the first touch point, which is our software, and they proved they are ready to move on to the next step, which saves time for both them and you. And on the right-hand side, as you see, as they move this little slider, your customers can also see how some data about their electricity usage and if solar makes sense for them or not. So two graphs, one is electricity usage breakdown during a year by month, and the other is how their electricity bill will look over the next 5 years without solar and with solar. So the idea is to educate users and show them that solar does make sense for their electricity bill. If it does, of course, this is real data, so we will tell the truth. And this is interesting, if at any point in the calculator, your clients get a bit lost, they're not sure about what anything means, they can also just interact with our AI and ask. So for example, electricity usage breakdown, might not be clear to everybody, they can just ask AI, and our AI will explain how we made that graph and why it's important for them. Why we added this AI chatbot is just because we really want to be hard on that lead education part as well. We want to give you a way to not spend so much time on your phone answering common questions. So we made a chatbot that has full context of solar, of our calculator, and that you can also teach about your company. So you can upload your documents, and then at any point, your users can either ask AI about concrete things, or they can just open up the chat and ask anything that comes to mind about solar or your company or anything that it's actually trained on. So this is a really cool addition in your personalized 24/7 AI assistant specialized for solar that also comes with a calculator. Okay, so we're happy with electricity. Now this is where we actually see the first offers. As I said, all offers are based on the prices and products of your company. So here you can see the products that this mock company inputted for this calculator. And those properties are actually used to create technical sketches and schemas for this solar plant. And we offer 4 options to every user that comes and wants to get an offer, because we noticed, and as you probably noticed as well, that people looking for solar usually have one of the 4 goals. Most of them just want to offset their bill as much as possible for residential, for community. Some of them for commercial parlance, some of them also want to just have a really high production. Maybe they're putting that back into the grid, or really big spenders of electricity. So we have that option as well. Some want to just break even fast. Some want to just put panels on parts of their roof where there's most sun, most output, most efficiency. So we also have that option as well. And as you can notice, when I change an option, the offer changes as well. So the price, system size, break-even point, home value increase, annual savings, everything changes based on the preset you choose, because every option is a whole nother simulation with different number of panels and inverters that's best calculated for your specific goal, or the goal of your customers actually. And say I'm somebody that just wants the perfect fit option, I can go next. And here are the batteries. This is something that you can add if you're doing battery installations. If not, you can remove this step. But if you are doing batteries, and in this day and age, it's probably something that people are really interested in, you can just add it to the calculator, and then your clients can switch it on, browse through our battery options. We also recommend the one that best suits their system, but they can also switch it and see how it impacts their whole system. So that's also an option that you can use. Okay, and once they're happy with everything, they come to the last step, where they can see an overview of the whole offer. So they see the stuff that we already calculated, area, system size, break even. They also see this neat 3D visualization of their home with panels. This is real sketch of the system that we propose is best. So it's not just some random placement. And this is really a picture generated from the satellite image of your home. And clients usually really like this. It just brings solar that much more close to hearts and becomes more personal for them as well. Again, which products are chosen, how much it would cost. You will notice that we show a price range, that just to keep it safe. But yeah, as I said, it's pretty tested and accurate anyways. And we also show some green statistics here, just for those people who are really looking forward to helping the planet and reducing their CO2 footprints. We really want to show those analyses as well, and make sure they also know what they're doing for the planet by transitioning to solar. Okay, so as a customer, I can look through this, see if it works for me, and if I'm happy with it and want to go to the next step, this is the button that you really want them to click. So this is the request final offer button, and it basically means, okay, I'm a very hot lead and I'm ready for the next step. So I click on it, and what happens next is completely up to you. The next step part can either be them having access to your calendar, so they can just book a meeting with you right away through Calendly or any other calendar providers that you're using. It can also be just some breakdown of the next steps, like textual breakdown, and then you get an email and you call them. So you can also remove this option for instant booking. Either way you choose, your customers can also download the PDF of the whole offer just to save it, look through it. They can also continue chatting with our AI while they wait for your response or for the meeting. And they can also share their offer on social media, which is just another quick and neat way for you to get some free promotions, because it's also branded with your logo, and for them to share what they crafted with Solarise and with your company for their future with solar panels. So yeah, that's the part that your clients will use. But the logical question is here is, great, my leads, my visitors got the neat tool, they got their offer, they're excited. How can I actually see who used the calculator, and how can I access all those leads that this form generated and captured? Great question, and here's how you do that. So this is the other part of the app. This is your control center, so only you can log into this dashboard and manage all of your Sunny forms, your calculators, and your company data. So here you can do a bunch of stuff. You can look through analytics, see how your forms are performing. But really the main thing that you want to do is enter the form, and this is the one that we just filled out, and see your leads. And here they are, all the people that finished the form. You can also browse them in this more sort of a Kanban view if you're used to that. And as I said, this CRM is built in just because we noticed the lack of a really good solar specialized CRM. So we also wanted to add that as an option. But if you're using some other CRM in your company already, we do have integrations with all major providers. So high level, for example, if you're using, we can also integrate and export those leads to those CRMs as well. But what you can actually see here is that for each lead, and this is us from just a few seconds ago, you can see their contact data, so you know how to reach them. You can see their offer data, and you can see some other things as well. And for offer data, you can also actually see a very detailed breakdown of, as I said, the technical sketches. So if you go into details, you can also see the roof segments that we identified and how we suggest the panels be placed. Now this depends on what the person actually chose, so it might change each time somebody chooses some other preset, but this is the gist of what you can see as an installer, as an admin of the solar of the dashboard. Okay, and as I said, that offer data is pretty important because you can just filter by that as well, not just by location, which you can also do, but also if you're just interested in residential projects over 5K, you can just apply those filters, and that's your call list, that's who you should target, and you have their contact right in your CRM as well. What we also really worked hard on is this little flag right here, and this is really fun. This little thing here lets you know how hot each lead is. So as you probably know from sales, it happens that your sales team will bring in tens, dozens, hundreds of leads, but none of them are actually ready. Their roof is not suitable, they're not educated, and they're not necessarily bad leads, they just need different approach to make them good leads. So there is a natural segregation within leads, and we wanted to support it through the calculator. So we have 3 levels of leads: hot, warm, and cold leads. And how we know what person is because we track each interaction with our calculator here. We track how far they've come, what they did, and then we rank them and just give you another criteria you can use to determine if somebody is worth following up with and how to follow up with them. Because it's very different if somebody is a hot lead who clicked on request a final quote and is ready for the next step. You can approach that person differently than somebody who maybe dropped off midway and needs some more convincing and some more educating as well, because you can also see what the data they saw. If they saw the price, they didn't, it's pretty neat. And here's how you can filter. Just go to the filter option, choose location, type, offer, price, whatever you need, maybe the most recent offers you want to see, and of course the lead hotness level you're interested in, apply filters, and that's basically it. You get your call list that you can also export to your sales team. And yeah, That's the gist of it. There's a bunch more to this dashboard parts, but I hope that you got the most important things from this. I hope you found it interesting. And if you did, if this is something that you feel can really help your business, we would love to work with you. And I would love to share the pricing right away with you as well, just to give you a bit of clarity on that as well. So this is our website, just to visually also introduce us, Solarise.app. You can visit it anytime. And for the pricing section, I just wanted to say that the calculator and the dashboard, CRM, everything with the chatbot, it's all one big pack, and you get all features however much you pay. So we do have different plans, and those are monthly subscriptions, but in each plan you get full features, full value. The only thing that differs is how many quotes you can generate per month. And that's this number of measurements here. So based on your company size and your volume of quote requests, you can determine which plan suits you best, and then choose which one you'd like to work with us with. There's also yearly plans with 20% off for yearly subscriptions. And our biggest plan is 100 measurements, but we did talk with big marketing companies that have much higher volumes of leads. So if you're such a company, we're more than happy to have you, and we can create custom plans for you as well. So we really hope that this is something that truly resonates with you, and that you will be interested in going to the next steps with us as well, and seeing how we can help your company. Because the whole point of what we're doing at Solarise is, as we said, just really fixing that broken sales funnel in solar right now. So helping you get more leads with lead generation. As I said, we are helping with SEO, website redesigns, paid marketing, but even more so, we created something that not anybody else could offer, and that's trying to maximize the lead conversions as well. Because as we said, we don't want to be part of the solution. We really think lead conversion is the missing piece, and that our Sunny Forms, those instant AI quote generation and lead generation calculators, are what is missing in the industry. And it's what proved to work for our customers and clients. So you're more than happy to join them. And if you are interested in working with us, feel free to contact me. Our website is solarise.app. My email is tina@solarise.app. But the best way you can reach me actually is by booking a call directly in my calendar. If you scan these QR codes, and I really warmly invite you to just take up your phone, screenshot it. I will keep it for a few more seconds here. If you do scan this code, you will go to our Get Demo page, where you can book a call with me. I can also show you that. So just this part here, this will open up, and you have my calendar here. So just pick any slot that works for you, and I will be more than happy to hop on a call with you, hear about your company, and suggest how we can best help you. So yeah, that's for working with us. Also, you have my LinkedIn. If you're listening to this, I'm the speaker for this event, so you can find me on there as well. If you're not ready for the call yet, if you just want to chat a bit, have some questions I can help with quickly via messaging, feel free to shoot them. My inbox is more than open, and I would love to meet all of you guys. And I thank you so much for spending some time with me here. And I hope you learned a lot, and that this was valuable. Just to sum everything up, when you're thinking about sales, just never miss that there are two important parts. So both bringing people to you, in this case to your website, and converting them. And that's how you get the maximum value. And for websites, we talked about a lot of things, about SEO, blogging, paid marketing, and also converting with some AI forms, or to be specific, with Solarise forms. So thank you once again. At Solarise, as I said, we are helping solar companies close more deals. This is our QR code. So I invite you to scan it, to book a call, no strings attached, but I really believe you will love it, and that it will bring much value to your company and really help increase sales. So I invite you once again to take this opportunity and hop on a demo with me, and let's see how we can help your company grow, generate more leads, convert more leads, and be one of those leaders and innovators, because it's a sales tool, but it's a pretty cool tech tool as well. So I'd be more than happy to show you. Now we've come to an end, just a bit over 60 minutes. Once again, thank you for being with me. If you have any questions, I would be happy to take them now. Just let me see. Let me see if there are any. Okay, we have a few questions that I would like to answer. If keep them coming, I'm here for you for at least half an hour more if you need me. But one of the questions we got is, what counts as a measurement? And this is a really good question that some people get confused with. So let's tackle that right away. So as you saw in our plans, we have different tiers, different plans based on the number of measurements. And for us, a measurement is any lead that went through the calculator and left their contact data. So if we go back here on the third step, we asked about contact data. So right about here, this is where we count the lead as a measurement. And from here on, it's taking away one of the measurements of your monthly volume. So that's great because, as I said, we track each of those. So even if somebody just left their contact data and then dropped off, you can see them in your CRM. For example, this lead right here did, and you can still chase them up, and you can have a tailored technique because you know this is a cold lead. They were interested enough to leave their contact data, but they for some reason dropped off. So you can call them, see what's up, and see if they maybe wanted some different kind of help, but they're still interested to work with your company. So yeah, measurements just means 30 people who left their contact data, no matter if they just dropped off after or if they went through the whole calculator, you can have 30 of those. Okay, perfect. Let me see if there's anything else here. Okay, so the second question is, and I think it ties into the previous one, what if we ran out of measurements? I guess you're talking about monthly. So in a single month, say you chose this micro plan and you chose 30 measurements and you spend all 30 in the first 2 weeks. So your calculator will still be live on your website. People will be able to use them and you will get leads in your CRM. It's just that their data would be blurred out. So you wouldn't be able to access it, but they're not locked out forever. Don't worry. It's live on your website. People can see it. People can use it. You see that you have leads and you can unlock them anytime. We have packs to actually unlock leads that you overflowed with, so you can access them at any time when you want. Just pay a bit extra. And also, when we are on the demo call, I will ask you some questions to make sure that I recommend the best plan for you. So no worries if you get it wrong. Actually, getting out of measurements is one of the best things that can happen because it means you're getting more inquiries than we thought. That's great. And we will surely support you with transitioning into the bigger pack during the next month. And you can always pay to see the ones that overflowed for this month. So no worries there, completely thought of it. Okay. Just a second, just to check the comment section here as well. Okay. So one comment asked, does this work for big installations? So what I'm guessing is you're thinking about bigger commercial plants, and the answer is yes. It does also work for bigger plants, megawatts, gigawatts. We can make simulations for those. And just a bit of a different experience. So this website interaction that I talked about, putting it somewhere, having a get the code button, it's more so natural for smaller businesses and for residential solar, at least from our current experience. So we can have a Solarise run on your tablet. So as a sales tool, when you're working with bigger clients, you can use it to quickly draft offers. So it's fully supported by the software. You just might need to tweak a bit the interaction type, at least from what we saw up until now, but you're fully free to use it any way you like. And we do support both ways. Okay, perfect. I think that's it for questions. At least I can't see any. If I missed any of your questions, I'm super sorry. And please do feel free to just message me. As I said, you have my LinkedIn. This is my email. You can book a call here. And let's tackle those questions together and see how we at Solarise can help you. And if not, I hope you learned something today, and I hope you have some ideas to bring back to your team and to try to become an expert at this, because honestly, it's not that hard. You just really have to come down, do the research. You can become an expert in any of these things. And if you have any questions down the way, feel free to shoot them. But if you'd like us to be your experts and work with you on increasing your lead conversion and generation via your website, then please feel free to reach me. And yeah, thank you so much again for being here with me and for your time. That would be it for this webinar. So I will be off, and you know where to find me if you need me. Thank you so much and have a great day.